So you'll need SWOOD to assist with the efficiencies or inefficiencies that you may have within the business at the moment. SWOOD and SOLIDWORKS are there to improve and increase the efficiency of actually producing models, both from the design stage and actually through to manufacture. It's quite common we go into companies that are very successful within their industry, but they have plenty of inefficiencies. So these inefficiencies might be that they're actually using multiple different softwares throughout their workflow. So an example of this might be that they're using SketchUp in the front of the office to give initial concepts and designs. Then that's being sent back to the designers in the back office to actually then take that concept into AutoCAD or something similar to actually model it up again, who are then sending that to the CNC guys who are taking those AutoCAD drawings and then redrawing it in their own CAD software or their own CNC software, which is then going through to manufacture. That makes it really difficult when you're having any last-minute design changes. If the customer comes back and says, I want to change that on my initial model, that design change has got to progress manually through each of those stages. Whereas with SOLIDWORKS and SWOOD, a design change at the start is automatically propagated all the way through to the toolpaths, and as such, the final program that's being exported. So you will need training for SWOOD. For SWOOD design, it's 2 days training. For SWOOD CAM and SWOOD nesting, it's 2 days training as well. So if you had all 3 modules, that would be a total of 4 days worth of training. Throughout those training courses, we would teach you how to use the software and get you up to speed in actually using that software in your job, back at work, designing furniture, point of sale, or any work that you're actually working on at the time. The one thing I'd like to add to that is if you are already familiar with SOLIDWORKS, because SWOOD Design, SWOOD CAM and SWOOD Nesting are add-ins to SOLIDWORKS, they have a very similar user interface and functionality to SOLIDWORKS. By that I mean if you're familiar with SOLIDWORKS, you'll actually get up the learning curve a lot quicker than you would do otherwise. So SWOOD licensing is very similar to SOLIDWORKS. The first thing to be aware of is you do need a license of SOLIDWORKS for every license of SWOOD that you have. SWOOD can be installed as a standalone application, so you can have it installed on one machine for one user, or you can have a network license of SWOOD, which means you can have multiple people using SWOOD but only with one concurrent user. So there's plenty of ways that Solid Solutions can help with implementing and using SWOOD. So first off, we can help with the implementation process, so installing SWOOD, installing SOLIDWORKS, setting up your library, really just getting you ready to hit the ground running. From a training point of view, all our training courses for SWOOD have been written in-house, and these courses have been written based on customer feedback and customer experience, so we feel they give you the best starting point to start off using the SWOOD package. In relation to technical support, we have a SWOOD engineer on support every single day. This SWOOD engineer is there to help you with any SWOOD related question, so if you do have any questions, please just call our main line and they'll be happy to help. We can also help you with the reporting side of things. As you know, within SWOOD, we can actually export a lot of that information automatically with a SWOOD report. These reports are highly customizable, and you can produce everything from Excel documents to HTML documents to CSVs, XML, to interrelate with other third-party systems, ERP systems. So from Solid Solutions, we can give you plenty of help with customizing this, everything from putting your own logo, color schemes, all the way to modifying cut lists, labels, Excel documents, even to producing quote documents or interlinking with ERP systems. So getting return on investment does depend on the size of the business. If you had a smaller company, a one-man band, they're probably going to see a much quicker return on investment because they have more control over the business, and obviously it's a smaller workflow that they have to take into account. Whereas a larger business that might have 4, 5, 6 plus designers with multiple CNCs machines, you might find that you've got a longer return on your investment, but the overall investment return will be greater. So an example of where you'll first start to see the biggest return on investment is your time saving. So that's both in the design office and also in the manufacturing side of things. So in the design office, rather than having to add notes and manually adding connectors, manually adding information onto the model, a lot of that's now going to be automated. A lot of the repetitive tasks, adding in shelves, drawers and doors, that's all going to be automated into a matter of seconds or minutes. There is obviously an investment in time setup, but you'll again start to see the improvement and reclaiming of that time as it goes on. So it can take between a month to 6 months to implement SWD. And when I say implement SWD, I mean having that installed, up and running, and the designers being quite comfortable with using it and being comfortable actually exporting the programs. So whilst within a couple of days you can be designing things and producing programs, to actually be comfortable with producing it and have the full efficiency that we would expect you to have can be between anywhere between 1 to 6 months.